Dear learners, welcome you all to e-learning platform. Now we are in week 2. In this week, you learn drama in the 20th century and the characteristics of modern drama. And along with that, in another video lecture, I will provide you an introduction to A Doll's House written by Henrik Ibsen. Me, Faisal Ahmed, with you. Faculty member of the Department of English, World University of Bangladesh. Let's begin. Drama in the 20th century. First of all, background. Over time, the desire to unsettle, to shock, even to alienate or make foreign the audience became one hallmark or landmark of modern drama. Greenblatt fine. Background. 20th century British theatre is commonly believed to have started in Dublin, Ireland, the neighbouring country of England, with the foundation of the Irish literary theatre by William Butler Yeats, Lady Gregory and J.M. Synge. Their purpose was to provide a specifically Celtic and Irish venue that produced works that staged the deeper emotions of Ireland. The Abbeys, the playwrights of the Irish Literary Theatre, which later became the Abbey Theatre as it is known today, were part of the literary revival and included C. O'Casey, J.M. Synge, William Butler Yeats, Lady Gregory and Edward Martyn, to name a few. In England, the well-made play genre was being rejected and replaced with actors and directors who were committed to bringing both reform and a serious audience to the theatre by appealing to the younger, socially conscious and politically alert crowd. In the plays by George Bernard Shaw, Henry Granville Barker, William Somerset Maugham and John Galsworthy, characters emulated this new crowd, satirized the well-made play characters, and created new stereotypes and new standards. The early 20th century denoted the split between frocks and frills drama and serious works, following in the footsteps of many other European countries. In Britain, the impact of these continental innovations was delayed by a conservative theatre establishment until the late 1950s and 1960s, when they converged with the counter-cultural revolution to transform the nature of English language theatres. The West End, England's Broadway, tended to produce the musical comedies and well-made plays, while smaller theatres and Irish venues took a new direction. The new direction was political, satirical and rebellious. Common themes in the new early 20th century drama were political, reflecting the unease or rebellion of the workers against the state, philosophical, delving into the who and why of human life and existence, and revolutionary, exploring the themes of colonization and loss of territory. The trends of modern drama: realism and myth, poetic realism, women, political theatre and war, and types of modern drama: realism, social realism, avant-garde theatre, which is dramatic truth couldn't be found in the tangibleness of realistic drama, but in symbols, images, legends, myths, fantasies, and dreams, said by Klaus. Absurdist drama. Absurdist drama was existentialist theatre which put a direct perception of a mood of being above all abstract considerations. It is also essentially a poetic lyrical theatre for the expression of intuitions of being through movement, situations and concrete imagery. Language is generally downplayed. Symbolism, Dadaism and their offspring, Surrealism, theatre of cruelty, and Expressionism all fall into this category of absurdist drama. Dadaism or Dada was a reaction against the First World War. Like many of the movements, Dada included writing, painting and poetry as well as theatre. Many Dadaists wrote manifestos detailing their beliefs, which normally outlined their disgust in colonialism and nationalism and tried to be the opposite of the current aesthetics and values. The more Dada offended, the better. It was considered to be by Dadaists the anti-art. It rejected the values of society and turned everything on its head, preferring to disgust and offend. So it's one kind of rebellion. Symbolism or aestheticism. In England, symbolism was also known as aestheticism, a very stylized format of drama, wherein dreams and fantasies were common plot devices. Aestheticism was used by numerous playwrights from Yeats to Pinter. The staging was highly stylized, usually using minimal set pictures and vague blocking, while the playwrights who could be considered aestheticists lived and worked at the beginning of the century. It influenced all of the following styles. Surrealism. Like aestheticism, Surrealism has its base in the mystical. It developed the physicality of theatre and downplayed words, hoping to influence its audiences through action. Other common characteristics of surreal plays are unexpected comparisons and surprise. The most famous British playwright in the 20th surrealist style is Samuel Beckett. Theatre of Cruelty is a subset of surrealism and was motivated by an idea of Antonin Artaud. Expressionism. The term Expressionism was first coined in Germany in 1911. Michael Eads. Expressionism also had its heyday during the 20s, although it had two distinct branches. The branches had characters speaking in short, direct sentences or in long, lyrical expanses. This type of theatre usually did not name the characters and spent much time lamenting the present and warning against the future. Spiritual awakenings and episodic structures are also fairly common. Epic theatre. Epic theatre was created by Bertolt Brecht, who rejected realistic theatre. He found that such plays are too picture perfect. Epic theatre is based on Greek epic poetry. There are dramatic illusions such as stark, harsh lighting, blank stages, placards announcing changes of scenes, bands playing music on stage, and long, discomforting pauses. Brecht believed that drama should be made within its audiences, and he thought that epic theatre drama would reinforce the realities that people are facing rather than challenge them. Epic theatre helped to preserve the social issues that they portrayed. So architecture, setting, lighting, background. So these are here. You can also read these stuffs as I have attached the link. I have provided the link in your week 2 materials. So you will find it there. British playwrights in the 20th century: J.M. Barrie, Samuel Beckett, Carroll Churchill, Noel Coward, Brian Friel, John Galsworthy, William Somerset Maugham, C.N. Casey, Harold Pinter, Peter Shaffer, George Bernard Shaw, G.B. Shaw, Tom Stoppard, John Millington Synge of J.M. Synge, William Butler Yeats, Henrik Ibsen, and George Bernard Shaw, and Thomas Stern Eliot or T.S. Eliot. So now we are going to discuss about the characteristics of modern drama. The characteristics of modern drama are realism, naturalism, and interaction between characters and the readers or audience. They will be discussed along with Henrik Ibsen's Ghost and Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Realism and naturalism are considered to be the cornerstones of modern drama as we know it today. They are the major influencers of the modern drama. Henrik Ibsen is considered to be the founding father of these two movements. It is crucial to note that characters in these two movements represent themselves as normal human beings, and these aid to the readers to interact and analyze the play to make their own judgments, which is a feature of modern drama. Realism in literature was first developed in France in the mid-19th century. Realist writers sought to narrate their plays from an objective, unbiased perspective that simply and clearly represented the factual elements of the play. They became masters at psychological characterization, detailed descriptions of everyday life in realistic settings, and dialogue that captures the idioms of natural human speech. The realists endeavored at accurately represent contemporary culture and people from all walks of life. Those captured the issues not concern us in everyday life. They are real issues that concern us in the contemporary world. The fact that they are real and not shielded, they lead to the play being rejected when it was first produced in 1891. And that's all regarding the characteristics of modern drama and the drama in the 20th century. So in the next video, in week 2, you will learn an introduction to A Doll's House by Henry Gibson. That's all in this lesson. Thank you very much for being with me. Bye-bye.